this is to help clarify the wiring hookup for connecting up the EFI on an early Bosch unit on a Datsun 280Z. This is the very first iteration of their EFI. There's a, not used. There's a 6-pin connector that supplies the battery power to the relays that operate the fuel pump and the EFI. It also gives the EFI start information. What I'm attempting to do here is show you what I made. This is the connector I made that plugs into the EFI receiving, which is actually, I think they would consider it a male connector because it's got the spades coming out inside. This is the female side, okay? It plugs in like this. I couldn't find the correct fitment of this plug. You'll notice how this has like a angled here. Well, this doesn't have the angled. So the important thing here is if you're looking at the connector on the EFI wiring harness, it has 2 blue wires. It's a 6-pin connector, but only 4 outside lugs are used. And it has 2 blue wires on the top and 2 white wires on the bottom. So that's the orientation. I'm showing, this is important, I'm showing you the back view of a connector that I made. So it plugs in just like this. Bingo. You see it says there, that goes into the white wire side, this goes into the blue wire side. It plugs in like that. Alright, I'm trying to be real clear here. This is the wire harness you need to make up to connect the battery power. Now, I've got a bat positive connection. That's this, on my connector, it's this red white wire. Okay. Goes to the battery positive, so it's constant on, always on. The one below it is the ignition start. I think I used black with yellow. I think it's supposed to be yellow black. I used a black yellow. They didn't have a yellow black, so I think the wiring diagram actually calls out a yellow with a black stripe. Okay, that's the one that goes to the starter or the start position on your ignition switch. The next one here is a black white. It's the ignition on terminal. So when you turn the switch to on, power goes here. Remember, constant power, power on, power only, power when you turn the switch to start. Okay, that's your 3 different powers. Again, that's looking at the back side of the harness that you have to make up to plug into the existing EFI wire harness. And the last pin up here at the top is on mine, it's a green and black pin, green and black lead, sorry. That goes to, that's the positive side of the fuel pump. So that's what energizes the fuel pump. That's why you have a relay in there. You have 2 relays. You have an EFI relay and a fuel pump relay. That's the output side from the relay, comes back out this green lead to the fuel pump. Okay? So again, this is the back view of this harness. Okay? I know it gets confusing because you don't want to look at it like that. You got to look at it like this from the back side. I'm going to keep saying that several times over and over again. Okay, B plus on that corner, pump on that corner. That's on the side that plugs into the blue wires on the EFI harness. On the white wire side, which is the bottom of the harness, you have ignition start and you have ignition on. Okay, that's the correct hookup to make it work. So that's it. I hope that's clear. I mean, the only other thing you can do is after you build this out, if you want to test it, be my guest to just use a probe and back probe this and make sure you should have your test light will always be on. If you take your test light, disconnect the ground lead. Don't have the battery hooked up to anything. Just the ground lead is disconnected. To connect your test light ground lead to negative on the battery terminal, and then touch it to here, and the positive terminal is hooked up. You should see B plus when it's hooked up right there. When you turn on the switch, you should see B plus on this terminal down here in the corner. If you have the fuel pump disconnected, I don't think you'll see anything here. If you have the fuel pump connected, I think it comes on. I can't remember how that works, but that's definitely a fuel pump out. And when you turn to start, you'll see B plus go to that bottom corner. Okay. So anyway, look at that one more time. Battery plus, ignition start, ignition on, fuel pump out, back side of the connector that you make that plugs into the existing fuel EFI connector on the harness. And remember, the shape is important, because I couldn't find the correct plug to make this work, so I just marked it. Blue wires. So I know I got to plug into the side that's got blue wires on the top. I hope that helps. Good luck with it. Thanks for watching. Bye.